My name is Erin. I'm the College Access and Success Coordinator for the Bridge to College and Careers program at LaGuardia. And I'm joined today by Jasmine. And Jasmine, can you just take a minute to introduce yourself and
Good.
tell us what you do at the college?
I'm Jasmine FREIRE, academic specialist for the Health Sciences Department. We are one of the academic departments for LaGuardia, and I pretty much managed advisement for all of our 10 programs, as well as assist with their program process, either candidacy, change of majors, or any general inquiries new students, continuing students may have in regards to the Health Sciences Department.
Great, thank you. So I know we talked a little bit about special words or terminology that's important for students to know at the beginning of their classes at LaGuardia. Can you talk a little bit about those?
So we would like to refer that as to LaGuardia lingo. There's a lot of terms that new students, even continuing students, should be familiar with during your journey at LaGuardia. One of them being My LaGuardia. It's pretty much a one-stop shop where you could access your CUNY First account, where you could see your classes that you're registered for the semester, any holds you may have in place that might prevent you from registering or even downloading your official transcript. Also will give you access to your degree works, which is pretty much a checklist of all the courses that are required for your particular major. So you kind of have track of which courses you have taken, which are pending, and in the order you're supposed to be taking those courses. You would also have access to your email, which is your LaGuardia Live account. It's very important that you check your email at least 24 to 48 hours basis, because all of your communication from the college, even your instructors, will be going straight to that email. Due to FERPA policy, we are not to contact students through their private email. So once you are officially been processed as a student at LaGuardia, you should start using your LaGuardia Live email. You would also have access to Blackboard, which is one of the platforms the university uses to conduct courses now that we're remote through Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Also, many of the professors do use Blackboard for their courses, where they would communicate with you through announcements, uploading documents. There's a feature called Discussion Board, which you have an interaction with other students as well as your professor during the class or maybe after the class. Your grades are also posted on Blackboard, so you have an idea of how you did on your exams, what is your weighted average grade. So it's not a question of, well, the grades in my exams, would that total up to a specific grade, or you have an idea of what your GPA would look like for that semester.
Excellent, thank you. So I caught My LaGuardia, DegreeWorks, Blackboard, which is a learning platform, and also a mention of the LaGuardia email address, which is important to check
Yes.
every day. Okay, so you touched on this a little bit already, but we know that most classes are going to be online for the fall semester, at least in the beginning. A lot of our students are going to be in an online course for the first time, in addition to being in college for the first time. So what are some general tips or things to know that you would say to them as they're preparing to take an online class as opposed to an in-person class?
So it's different in regards to if you have been out of school for amount of years, or if this is your first time in a college environment. Time management plays a big role with you transitioning into remote learning. You need to allocate time for your classes, assignments, exams, studying, of course, your obligations from home, whether it's family, work. It has to be all set up where you could either put it in a calendar on your phone or an actual calendar book, however you prefer. but time management seems to be the number one factor for many of our students who are not successful due to the fact that they weren't able to plan ahead and allocate enough time for their studies. In addition to time management, communication. You have to be communicating with your professor or even classmates at all times. Life happens, and now that we're remote, many of your instructors don't really get a chance or an opportunity to have that interaction where in a classroom setting, we would visually be seeing you coming in, answering questions, become familiar day to day. However, remote, you have the option to either have your camera on or off. Many students are either shy or prefer not to say anything, so they just stay throughout the whole class silent. So it's going to be very difficult for the instructor to really become familiar with you. So if you're having any issues or challenges or even questions, always reach out to your instructor either through email or any of the platforms they're using. You do have to become familiar with the platforms that are being used at LaGuardia, and is also at your professor's discretion. As I mentioned before, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra is one of the platforms. We'll also be using Zoom. Some instructors might use Slack. So you will be informed of this during your first day of class. But again, please check your email because that's how they're going to be communicating with you until these platforms have been established. And another important thing to really take note of is the syllabus for the course. The syllabus is basically a contract between the professor and the student, and everything is listed there according to the percentage every grade, every exam is weighed at, your attendance policy, how many absences you can have for that class before you fail the course, exams, when they're going to be scheduled, your assignments and projects. So if you have any questions from day one, look at your syllabus and communicate again with your instructor so you're clear on what your requirements are for that course during the semester. So there's no confusion or miscommunication.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, so we are talking today with students who are specifically interested in health sciences majors, which is going to look a little bit different this semester because of the remote learning. What can you say in general about the components of class that will most likely be online versus the ones that may be on campus, specifically for people in the health sciences?
So if you have chosen one of our 10 health science programs as a major, all of the general education courses, which you'll be registering for, will be held remotely. The only classes that will be held on campus are clinical phase programs. So you're not at that point yet, but right now for the fall semester, again, all your courses will be remote. So you'll be using any of the platforms that I mentioned before to have your class conducted by. So Zoom, Blackboard Collaborate, or Slack, or any other platform your instructor decides to use for the semester.
Great, okay, thanks. And while we are remote, what are the best ways for students to keep in touch with advising services at LaGuardia? What does that look like?
So the Student Advisement Services has currently a live session where students will click on the link and be assigned to an advisor to speak to answer any of their inquiries. As we moved into the fall semester, which is scheduled to begin September 12th, which is Saturday, or Monday the 14th, every student should be assigned an advisor by the end of that month. So again, how I mentioned on my LaGuardia, one of the LaGuardia lingos to be familiar with, you will have a feature that would tell you who your assigned advisor is for the semester. And that would be a professional advisor from Student Advisement Services. Through your My LaGuardia, you could actually email that advisor, chat with them. Even a professor can intervene and ask or request assistance from your assigned advisor if they don't hear from you or having difficulties during the semester. So again, using My LaGuardia, you'll be able to speak to an actual advisor from Student Advisement Services during the fall semester. And they will be keeping you up to date with any deadlines that may affect you, especially being a health science student. There's many deadlines that you should be aware of. You might have any holds, they would also be able to assist you with that. So that would be one way to communicate with an advisor. Another part is if you're in a particular specialized program, either CD, College Discovery, ASAP, a veteran student, etc. They have assigned advisors that you will need to be in communication with, because there's certain requirements you have to be compliant in order to be eligible for that program. Again, you will be seeing their names assigned to you as an advisor through My LaGuardia, because they will be assigned to you if you're in a particular program.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Is there anything that we have missed, anything that you think is important for new students to know at the start of this semester?
It's a big transition from jumping into face-to-face now to remote learning. We are all here with you in this journey. And as I mentioned before, communication and time management. Please take time to actually set out your schedule for the fall. There's a lot of things going on. If you're a parent or have children, and their schedule is going to play a factor, as well as working plays a factor into your schedule. Just be mindful of what is important in the classes that you're taking during the semester. If you're not doing well and need help, reach out to your professor or advisor. Keep track of the academic calendar, which you could download from LaGuardia's website. That is pretty much your go-to in regards to any important deadlines, or taking advantage of certain resources that the college offers. There is something we call the LaGuardia Foundation, which donors donate funding to the college to support students. So if you're having any financial issues during the semester, whether it's paying the remaining amount of your tuition or being able to purchase a textbook, please apply for LaGuardia Foundation or emergency funds. If you qualify, funds will be allocated to you to support your studies throughout the semester. So we are here to help you through your academic journey. If you're not successful in your classes, then we're here to make sure how to plan out your following semester and provide you with any additional resources as tutoring that is available. Every academic department has, if they do, a tutor or tutors, and there's a schedule posted on their website or someone you could reach out. So take advantage of that, since it's going to provide you support during your semester. Many of those tutors are either graduates or continuing students and have taken the courses you are in and achieved a grade of a B+ or higher. So they understand the challenges you're going through and could probably provide you with a different outlook on how to study. Study tips are going to be useful for you during the semester, especially if this is your first time in college. It's a different ball game in regards to high school, or if you were a student overseas, it's a different education system. So becoming familiar with LaGuardia would benefit you. I would also recommend you look into your specific program, look at the website, look at the handbook, become familiar with what the requirements are, how the schedule might look for you the following semester in regards to class load, workload. And if any questions, you could always reach out to our department. We do have a website. In addition, we're looking into having a chat feature. We could speak to you whenever you have a question from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. But communicate, look into any other resources that might benefit you as a student. And again, we're here to support you. So just reach out, communicate, and we wish you the best for your full semester at LaGuardia.
Excellent. Thank you.